Mate. Hello and welcome. We're live. Me and JB, we're going to catch up for the weekend. We did suggest on Monday, Running Racing, that we might just go live for a bit of a preview. It's easier for both of us, especially for me, because we don't have to record it, edit, and put it out. We like it raw and edited on this show, don't we? Jamie, how you been keeping this week? Are you excited about the weekend's racing?
Yeah, it's not too bad, I suppose, Dave. Yeah, good day's racing today. Very informative. A couple of good ones. Will Mount, I suppose. The old British, you're getting a bit excited about a Nicky Henderson trained horse. But sure. I seen given out today about the Talberts being moved, and I totally agree with him. Should never be moved from Sandown. I suppose the other two horses to know really are Allegory, Devassi, and Alaho. I see you put up Alaho for right now. Stealing the old 6-1. It looks a good bet. Fair play. And I think that Allegory Devassi is stamped its authority, even already at this early stage on the mare's chase, especially with no impervious.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she looked good, didn't she? Giving weight away. It's always hard to say, but she's always had this, I don't know, air about her, like she could be an absolute worldie. Hasn't quite shown it yet, but pretty decent performance. We know with the mares. Sometimes I think with the mares is a bit hard to trust in it. Yes, Craig, I'm happy enough with Alaho, mate. My view on the performance was looked hard going out there today, didn't it? Did what he needed to do. I possibly didn't see the same Alaho as we've seen before, but he is coming back off of a massive layoff, isn't he? And we know sometimes he does need his prep run. He was careful into a few fences. Paul was never going to send him fast at stuff. And that's probably what made me look at him and think that doesn't really look 100% like Alaho, because he's not going off like the clappers and ruining horses. But in that ground, you can't do it. I would say that's taken a fair bit out of him, though. And I know that Thurles will probably be the next on the agenda. I would be desperate that they do not even think about King George now. 7 weeks away off the back of that, that would ruin him, I think, as a horse. Don't know what your thoughts are on that, Jamie. Do you think it was... No, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was effortless, but do you reckon it took a bit out of him? Maybe more than it should have done, or just is what it is.
Oh, Dave, what a spoil sport! What are you, the Grinch? Oh, you gotta have to have him, the King George. He's 10 years old, for crying out loud. Let what the public want to see. Come on, Brave Man's Game, Shishkin, and Alaho. We all know who the winner will be.
I don't think in 7 weeks from that performance there, and with 7 weeks to work on. I don't think there was enough today to suggest that in 7 weeks he could be up to running a 170 performance, which is what he would need to do to win a King George. He's got time to get to 170 for March. He's got time to get to, well, we could win him in March probably without doing a 170, but you got like that King George is going to be super hot in it. I know I wanted to see it before, but now because I've bet him for the Ryanair, don't go and ruin him there. He can't win a King George off the back of that.
He'll probably look, in all honesty, he'll probably run in the horse and jockey chase grade 2 in Thurles, but hopefully it's the King George, and it's what everyone wants to see.
Agreed.
Because on his day he will beat, if he's any bit as where he was in 2 Ryanairs, he will beat Shishkin and Raymond. Yeah.
But so that's the question, right? Pre his comeback run, the thought of him, look, I think today he did what was expected as far as I'm concerned. He got the job done, was probably never going to be anything flashy. If it had been flashy today, all of a sudden we'd be getting real excited about him. I think he did what he needed to do. But before the race today, looking at the King George, would you have said that he was like well, I don't know, like the most likely winner, or he was going to finish like in front of Shishkin but behind Brave Man's Game or whatever? And then what would your opinion be of it now? Because mine would have been before I thought he could do him. After today, I don't think he'd finish. I reckon he'd pull up.
Oh no. My opinion will always be the same with Alaho. Yeah. No. I wouldn't take any notes today.
Jeez. Okay. Well,
look, he was tired. The ground was crap, and he was out for a year and a half. And like, he still won that, and he's still getting. I know he got a bit of weight from Canada, but it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we're supposed to be doing a weekend preview. That's enough of that stuff. Adrian Mean is asking, what do we think of Will Mount's day at Newbury? I mean, no one wanted to get anywhere near him, did they? That's one comment I'd like to make. It was nice enough, wasn't it? We'll find out more next time out, or will we? Because the British novices are probably trash anyway. I would say again, did probably what was expected. I wouldn't say he did any more. Did any less. Leave it as that. Let's go over the weekend stuff. Scotty, stop asking questions about today. You're supposed to be on a ban, Scotty. I'm joking. Do you think French Donovan would have got close today if he ran? I know the ground went for him. No. I would imagine if
No.
the trainer pulled them out. Mate, Scott, you don't be stupid. He was 155 horse of level weights with Alaho, and you've even got the audacity to ask, would he have got close? The thing, yeah. Alaho did what was expected, wouldn't he? I think like one of my mates, Aaron, that's good with the time stuff, sent some stuff over. I mean, I skimmed and misread it, but he just went round on a bit of a canter. I think it's something like within, I don't know, something like a second, his first circuit to his second circuit. He was just out just for like a bit of a DOS. Doesn't particularly read a positive or a negative, I guess. I mean, that's my interpretation of it, and I'm probably not interpreting it that well. But like, it was just that he did his own thing, was never really asked. We've spent too much time talking about Alaho. Let's add the stage. Right, Jamie, I've said it's a weekend preview. I've put in the title that it's the 11th and the 12th. However, there is some racing Friday, right? So I don't know where we want to pick up. There's lots of meetings that are going on. There is some racing Sunday that could be okay, but we'll see how we're going for time and stuff. We'll try and keep it as close to an hour as we can, just because it's live, isn't it? But I think we probably should have a little bit look at tomorrow's cards, if you're happy to.
Yeah.
And I think the best place to kick off would be down rule. So I'm probably going to give less opinion in this than you, but I'll talk first on most of the races and then spin back into you. Think better days ahead. A couple of people have backed this horse for the Ballymore. One of them even said that I hope Jamie approves. I think it was this horse. It looks to me a fairly easy enough introduction. So better days ahead just wins the first, does he?
He does it.
Okay, easy. Simple as that. And again, he's priced accordingly. We don't even need to talk about that. We're swerving them unless you've got anything for the handicap.
No.
Good boy. Right, so the Mares Novice Hurdle, grade 3, Brighter Days Ahead was, I thought, very good on her first start. It's important to remember as well, like she is 4 turning 5. So from a maturity perspective, I was pretty impressed with what she did. Again, same as the race before, just wins, or am I not giving any credit to Birdie or Bust or Williamstown Dancer for Willie Mullins?
I suppose the last day, it's a lot of the horses that ran David Tipperary in that race, and I was very disappointed in Arctic Fly. I backed him in that race, the one Williamstown Dancer won. I don't know what happens because I backed it at Galway and it won. Williamstown Dancer was very impressive. Birdie or Bust was third, but I see a lot of people cribbing Brighter Days Ahead. I know it jumped a bit left on its debut at third, but is she just better than this? All the rest of it, as you say, she's 4 going on 5. She's even money. I mean, like, I know it's unoriginal now, like we said, Better Days Ahead already, but I think potential-wise, she's the best horse in the race, and I wouldn't be backing her even money, but I think she'll just win, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. And again, we've got this weekend where it's down rule, Gordon Elliott. I know it sounds stupid, but it's fair. And we've got Venetia Williams starting to fire into form as well now. So, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to really make a strong case against any Gordon Elliott horses. There is one that I think I can make a little bit of a case against, which I want to talk to you about in a sec. Bottle Green Hurdle, Irish Point. Magical Zoe's been fairly strong since the book's opened. I know she gets £13, so on figures, she's £2 better than Irish Point. In my mind, Irish Point will dot up in this. I think he doesn't need the slower ground, but the slower ground will make it better to make it more of stamina laden. I would be disappointed if Irish Point didn't win this race, but again, fully priced accordingly. Do you think Magical Zoe can get close?
I think she can get very close. Yeah. If you look at it, look at last weekend. You wear out well, man. She was second. You wear out well at Cheltenham. Then there's Lucia and Katira back in third. I would be like you, Dave. I'd be very disappointed if the Irish Point don't win, even with the £13. Because if you think this horse is a potential stairs hurdle horse down the line, because it absolutely has no chance of a champion hurdle. 8 to 13, obviously not a bet, but you really want to see this horse winning if you think this horse is going to be a stairs hurdle. As I said, I have no problem with a horse starting off at 2 miles and then stepping up gradually in trip during the year. But yeah, if this horse wants to win, then you can consider maybe having a little small punt on it for the stairs hurdle. Then.
Yep, fair. And this is the key thing with lots of this stuff, right? We talk about it plenty. I'm not going to whittle over it too much in here, but we talk about value and all that sort of stuff. Just because 2 horses are priced 4 to 6, again, it's all opinions. Some of them are very bettable 4 to 6. Some of them are probably the right price, and that's enough to abstain from it. So we're not telling you anything you don't know in there, but I think it's important just to quickly skim. Whoa, handicap chase with one in here in there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, a lovely run the last day. It's the bottom weight, obviously,
Yeah.
and it's I backed it when it won at Clonmel last year. I fancy this as my nap of the whole day. And it's one mark up.
Stop telling them I've not got on yet. Yeah, again, good judge, sends me stuff. Just a nice guy, to be fair. To be fair, I've been quite quiet with him as well, so I'm surprised he still sends me stuff. But he likes Womolko as well. 100 rated horse is a bit worrying, isn't it? But it's Gordon Elliott, Mark Walsh, JP McManus, head of the market. I'm glad you've said it as well, because the punters can take your worry from that. But yeah, we look like that's the that looks like a good bet, doesn't it? So the beginner's chase that runs after this, very good introduction chase, I think, for Founder 50, because on my mind, Founder 50 didn't show as much as he possibly could have done when we got to the springtime. So had that decent win at Naas, or second behind Corbett's Cross ahead at Naas. Aintree was disappointing behind in the pocket. Fairly quick turnaround 11 days later behind Facile Vega. I don't know. It was just a bit like, I don't know, almost desperate at the back end of last season. Happy to send him out chasing now, and they're not the potential options. They could have stuck him in other races. I'm worried that he's not actually as good as he potentially looked in those first couple of runs, but I don't think there's anything in the race to take him on with. So he was a horse I had on my list. Beginner's chase, take him on. I don't want to take him on, even though I think he might get beat, but I'm probably clutching there. What do you make of the race, mate?
I should know, Dave. It's a two-hand rail. I hope he wins and hope he goes on to better things. I suppose Colonel Mustard, Colonel Mustard, I think, is rated 148 in the UK, I think. And, will they even touch him? Even if it wins, will they go up his mark? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I doubt it will, even if he wins a beginner's chase. So, I suppose if you want to take the 2 to 1 and then find he might get its head in front in a beginner's chase, but I know it's unoriginal. Well, I hope Founder 50 wins. And look, Colonel Mustard, I have my eye in towards the end of the season on better ground and a big handicap.
Yeah, I thought so. I did like the booking of Rachel Blackmore, though, this first time. I felt like that showed intention, because lots of horses are plotted for later days. I'm pretty sure Lorna Fowler would be quite happy just to get this horse winning over fences. And I know he was 19 lengths behind him last year, but in a chase, he's a second season novice now. But in a chase last year, he was 19 lengths behind El Fabiolo. I mean, I don't think Founder 50 would be getting within 19 lengths of him. I think Colonel Mustard as well ran behind that Rubord that's come out on the listed hurdle, and State Man at a point as well. So, yeah, I don't think I can bet Colonel Mustard to take on Founder 50, but I guess if he's a bigger price, I could. Who knows? We're, again, not saying much we don't know. So this is the race, Jamie, that I need to ask you. You might know the questions I'm going to ask.
Go on.
Who's Brickley? Because he looks like he's a new up-and-coming jock. Gordon Elliott's given him some, I would say, giving him the green flag to say, go on, boy, you jump on Firefox. Because I would say of the two horses, Firefox would be the better horse than the Yellow Clay. But Firefox tried hurdling last year, then went back to bumpers. Surely, this is a sign that Firefox needs the run, does he? Or is the jockey booking of Brickley a positive? Because I'd be possibly looking to take Firefox on first time, even though he's one of my horses to follow. I can't wait to see him go hurdling again. What do you make of it?
Well, you're hoping. I've never heard of him, Dave. To be honest, I've never ever heard of him. I suppose his form is better, but I don't understand why he didn't Harry's fun on it. So that's and he's not even sporting the first colours. Do you know what I mean? Like, surely he's run in front of Inferior House, in front of Ilalanti, who's running the weekend, is better than the Yellow Clay. So I can't understand it. I don't know what's going on. Are they just trying to give him a winner or what? I don't know. Unless he's showing something, but I prefer Firefox all day to the Yellow Clay. Anyway, put that with him.
Yeah, I think an interesting thing last year with Firefox, because I said this in my column when I was putting him in there, they tried him over hurdles and he was crap. Now Gypsy Island was the same, went over hurdles, went back to bumpers. But I wonder whether they, from a fitness perspective, he needed the run so much first time, and then obstacles were just a nuisance. So maybe they're thinking, look, get the first run in a bumper, then we'll run him in hurdles, and then at least we know that he's got a bit of fitness on his side, so there's less excuse for hurdling. But I mean, the signs don't necessarily look as positive as you'd think, but hopefully he goes and dots up. But again, wouldn't be a bet race. So we've gone through Friday. You've given him an absolute nappo, which I'm glad we've alluded to. And then, I don't know, there's a potential suggestion of some other bets in there. Do you want to have a look at, Is it Exeter tomorrow? Holden Gold Cup?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Right, well, again, we'll just quickly swim for it. There's not that many runners. I think we've done
we
a
have
grand on that Friday.
He's running tomorrow. Stay away, Faye.
What's that?
Stay away, Faye is running tomorrow.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of it that we're going to skip past. But again, I don't want to be really harsh, but we've got poor novices in the British division for quite a while now. All of these novices hurdle, I guess more, it's not even desperation, but more out of hope. I'm hoping that we start to see a few good horses. Not so sure this wrapped up in May would be top of the list. But again, I'll be interested to see how the horse goes. Couldn't care about the race after. Don't suppose you either. The novices hurdle after Diamond Re will be interesting, but again, plenty short enough. Don't want that. You got anything to say on the previous ones, or should I just let you go in on the Silver Bowl novices chase?
Yeah, it's interesting, David. Really, I suppose the Albert Bartlett winner against the horse that finished. But fell actually. Sorry, last day. Sorry, Grey Dawning. A lot of people seem to like this horse. I was never a fan of Grey Dawning, to be honest with you. I never was. I don't know what the hype about the horses, to be honest with you. And I suppose a small bit like Sandra Clegane actually ran well, I thought, during the week at over 2 miles during the week. And Aphrodite Fury won his beginner's chase at Galway. So like the form's not too bad. And of course, I've said that Stay Away Fade, the horse that ran out, I think he's going to run next week instead, Corpus Cross. He's very interesting from the form line of the Albert Bartlett, but like Stay Away Fade thinks it's a Brown of Irish horse. It won't be winning tomorrow, wouldn't it? To be Great Dawning. Superior hurdler, obviously, as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like Stay Away Fade. I put him up when he won at Newbury first time last season. That was sporting a tongue tie, which is a bit worrying when a horse is doing that straight under rules. I sort of went off him a bit after that. I felt like I'd got my money out of him and didn't even really consider him for an Albert Bartlett. So was impressed with what he did. The Aintree run felt a little bit like, to me, I don't think he was necessarily over the top, but it made me wonder whether, again, the better horses in the Albert Bartlett didn't actually finish. It'll be really interesting to see, but I'm similar with you with Grey Dawning. Like, I'm not as flattered as potentially some other people are. Will be a decent race. Again, from the price perspective, if someone gave me £500 to bet, I would definitely have it on Stay Away Faye, because I do think this horse is going to be better over fences, but I wouldn't actually be betting in the race. I think it'll be informative for the season though, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. Howden Gold Cup. Might shoot me for saying this. Don't even know if the guy's column's out. Probably no, his column must be up for Friday. I'm pretty sure Darryl fancies Indiana Jones quite a bit for the Howden Gold Cup tomorrow. I haven't gone through the race. And the reason I haven't gone through the race is I still haven't got over Hitman getting nabbed by Eldorado Allen. This is the kind of race I find, especially early in the season, you are guessing who's trying. Venetia Williams, as I just touched on, has started to get some winners. You'd be brave to back Brave Siaska given what he's done his last couple of starts, but you couldn't rule him out. And I do think, even the market suggests it, you can't really rule too many out. So like I say, Darryl seemed like he's relatively confident on Indiana Jones. Maybe go read his Betfair column to see what he said in there. Have you got much of an opinion in the race, mate?
I was the same, like you did. I was all up kind of looking at, I don't find, well, Editor of the G, nah, like this horse is going to surely struggle this year anyway, with his lofty high rating. Solo, I never liked that horse. I think he's more of a Kempton horse. We like going that way around, obviously, but he's more of a Kempton horse. I don't know where Darryl is getting the angle from Indiana Jones.
Go read the column and we'll find out.
Oh no, I wouldn't have him in him. I know, look, Mouse Mars is trying another trick like last Saturday to come over and win a big race in the UK, but oh no, I wouldn't touch him with your money. Not for me. Elixir the Nuts, I've never liked that horse. Warlord was favourite for this race last year, and I had him in the back of my mind that he needed a run and on into the Paddy Power Gold Cup, and he had a nothing run here and then a nothing run in the Paddy Power Gold Cup, so that theory's gone out the window. So I'd come down on Brave Siaska tentatively, but I know he's £2 higher than he won at Aintree last year, first time out, but I backed him at Aintree first time out last year and it won at 12-1, so I'm going to go over the fact that it's better first time out. It's back to the trip I think it should be at 2 miles, and I'm going to back Brave Siaska on the basis of that, but I'm fearful of Warlord, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Warlord's the Racing Post nap as well. £5 out the handicapped, but they're saying the reasoning is he's on a tempting mark. £5 up baffles me. Maybe they know better than I do. But Brave Siaska as well. Like I said, the Venetia bit, I reckon people are going to start warming up to slapping loads of hers as well. So he could probably shorten up, couldn't he? I mean, this doesn't look a terrible race, but I'm not doing it. We'll move on to Saturday.
Yep.
Let's go. Right. Let's just be sensible, right? And let's decide. We've got to go for down rule for the first meeting. And then we're going to have a look at Aintree, Wincanton. And I do think we could potentially have a quick look at Gowan because there's a couple going in there. I'll let you guys in the comments fight over whether we look at Aintree or Wincanton second. But we are going down Royal. Let's get a quick show of hands. Like the video, please subscribe. So in down Royal, right? 3-year-old hurdle. I have gone way off the juvenile stuff. I used to read lots of stuff on forums and things like that. But bittersweet was Espoir de Lan when he got injured in the spring juvenile. I had chunks on him at big prices. Got fed up of backing him early and would rather wait till the Christmas run on Boxing Day, St. Stephen's Day, where that juvenile seems to point to the winners. And then again, the spring juvenile seems like a clue. Anything we should be paying attention to in this juvenile as far as you're concerned, Jamie?
Classic Coke, whatever it is called, whatever. Ran at Clarny and I was there, and like, you know, when you run a juvenile at the start of the year around Clarny, I don't think you have any chance. I think it was Clarny anyway. Wood, who won easy the last day, punches on, I think, by 20-something lengths. There's a lot of people saying this is Fred Winter horse, but like, it's been early in the season to be talking about Fred Winter horses. But look, you never know, it might be running now, might be put away till the Fred Winter. But that Wood Hugh will be a stupid price, and I wouldn't touch it with your money.
Fair enough. So nothing else from the other ones. And to be fair, we want to see some willies out, don't we? When we see the juvenile willies out, we know it's time to get excited. Maidenhead Laughter. Again, I say again, it's a horse that I've got to ask you a question on, mate. Down memory lane, as far as I'm concerned, is like not that difficult to make a case for being a Ballymore type bet. And I don't know for definite prices. I'm sure he's still about 25s, 33s. Why is Derek O'Connor on him and Jack Kennedy's riding Timmy Tuesday? You got any clues on that? Because I would have thought down memory lane would have looked like a short price favourite that should be going in. Is Gordon trying to get us a price?
No, I wouldn't take any notice that day. Sometimes when Mark Walsh is not around, Mark Walsh is obviously Gowan, so I wouldn't take any notice that little Derek O'Connor on it. No.
And he rode him in his point, didn't he?
An indication because being on the horse in his bumper, like, do you know what I mean? So, I wouldn't take any of that. Down memory lane to win. It'd be a stupid price, but onto better thing.
Do you reckon it could be pipe plot early in the season?
I'm hoping so, yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm expecting him to go and win. Again, like I said, the jockey book is interesting, but Derek O'Connor was on him in his point, on him in his bumper. I mean, I'd still say that Jack Kennedy is the stable first choice, but we're not taking any notice of that because Jamie said not to. Happy days. This listed handicap hurdle after, I haven't had a chance to go into in any depth because limited to what I could look at for the Saturday. But I suspect there might be a couple of horses in here that you would have an eye on at some point for the season. Is it now?
No, I don't like any of them. Dave. Move on.
I really thought Party Central or even Foxy Girl would have got you in. I'm sure I've put up Foxy Girl on multiple occasions, and I'm pretty sure she's been beat every time. I put her up. Yeah, I put her up when she got beat by Liberty Dance. She ran at Cheltenham, and I gave her a bit of a squeak. I think she's got loads of ability. 123 underestimates her. It's risky, first time Hood, and like we say, we know Gordon's going to be farming races at Down Roll this weekend, but Foxy Girl, again, depends what the price they put her up in there, but I will be having a look to have a bet on Foxy Girl. So write that down in your little notepads, people at home, and remember that it was me that said it. Champion chase after this, fairly straightforward according to the market. We've got Jerry Colom in at 5-6, Manila Indo second in at 9-2, Envoy and Conflated joint at 6-1. Now we know Envoy Alan loves Down Royal. We know Conflated is capable on his day, but whether he wants to throw it in ever is a question. We know Manila Indo is not the same horse as he was before, but obviously a very good horse. And Jerry Colom is the new kid on the block, should be bolting up. But then the question mark around the fact he didn't win at Cheltenham, I know you could dig out the ride a little bit. This is it's a fairly steep step up into open company as far as I'm concerned. I know there's knocks I could make for Conflated, Envoy, Alaho, and Indo, but there's not an easy starting place for him to go. I would expect him to win. Do you think he wins? Do you think 5 to 6 is about right for his chance, or do you think he should be bigger or shorter, or does someone else do him?
Well, the market's all wrong here, right there, because the second favourite it should be the outsider of the whole field. I know it's won a Gold Cup from Milindo. It's not a 92 second favourite in this my book. Anyway. My worry about Conflated, I know it was, look, you have to take no one else to the run against Milindo the last day, but my problem with Conflated is that when I'm hearing the rumour that Cardinelli might be bringing it down the cross-country route, and do you know what I mean? I think they know that it can't win a Gold Cup, which is fair enough. I thought it was a good run in the Gold Cup last year. Just give him another go in it. But look, he's the trainer, and I'm the fella talking about horses. I suppose if Jerry Calam, to be honest with you, even if it was a first or second, I wouldn't lose faith on Jerry Calam being the only danger at the moment to Gallop in the Champ. But he wouldn't want to fall out the back of the telly. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's within 3 to 4 lengths, if he loses, I'd have no problem about that. The horse I fancied, I told you a couple of weeks ago, is Envoy Allen, because it's some beating it down Royal, never lost, had a good run. And like, the run was a pipe opener the last day. Gowan, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't think it was that bad of a run, and people are, but a little bit worrying, saying that if it keeps raining a bit more, I'd be worried about Envoy Allen getting home over 3 miles on Saffron, to put that with you. The less rain, the better. But if think Jerry Calam and Envoy Allen between 2 of them, I suppose 6 to 1 there is value on Envoy Allen, so I'll back that Envoy Allen, yeah.
Would you be wanting to wait to see how the ground goes? Because I suspect, obviously, if it gets deeper,
yeah,
he'll probably
kind of. Yeah, I kind of look at it tomorrow. I crossed the ground was good to soft last year when it won, so if there was a little bit good, I don't think it was going to be any good in the ground anyway, so that's a slight worry of him getting home or over 3 miles at Down Royal. But I suppose the other side of it, like, I suppose we'd like to see, for excitement wise, someone horse to come out of the woodwork to give Galloping the Champs a race, and it's Jerry Calam.
Yeah, I like Jerry.
People might back at 5 to 6, but I won't be backing at 5 to 6.
No, and that's the I do like Jerry, but he's been priced by the bookies, I think, fairly safely, because I think they know a few people would want to get stuck into him. But it's going to be a good race to watch. My slight worry is that he might win and potentially win quite well, and then like the ground might go against Envoy. Conflated might be thinking about another discipline, and Indo pulls up as much as he wins, so he might do something and we don't really learn a lot, or he might grind it out against someone and people will say that was a good performance, but then whatever he grinds it out against might not be so good. So for me, I'm going to be quite harsh on Jerry Calam, whatever he does, unless he wins on the bridle, and whatever he beats is like 30 lengths clear of the third. I like Jerry Calam. I think he's genuinely got a chance to be a Gold Cuppy type horse. It's just annoying that he's 7 to 1 second favourite instead of being 12s or 14s, but we'll just wait to find an opportunity to bet him, I'm sure, this season. The Grade 2 chase after, Emmett Mullins, I think, has done quite well to find this opportunity for Oneley. Did get beat not so long ago. I wasn't necessarily surprised with the fact of that. There's we talked about him last season, didn't we, when it got before Punchestown? And I think this is a horse where they've not necessarily messed about with him, but they've done lots of different things with him. And potentially this is going to be like a season where they're doing things properly and in order. And I think they would have left quite a bit to work on him in there. The betting in here, because he's got to give £5, sorry, he's got to give £6 away to Ash Tree Meadow, who's got the same official rating as him. I don't know why I do that. He has got the same official rating. And then he gives £3 to Visionarian. The big question before his comeback run, and even off of that Punchestown run before, was, is Oneley actually as good as he's marked? Like, is he already a 155 horse, or do we think he's probably been rated on potential? Because I look at this race and I would expect Oneley to go and win this. But I don't know. I feel like 9 to 4 is almost tempting me to. Well, I think it's a good enough price to have a little bit of a go of a bet. What do you make of Oneley first and foremost, and then who do you think actually wins the race?
I suppose I was a bit disappointed with him, Dave. I think he won a race at the back end of the season when the rest of them were done over the top, and I think he's too much of a lofty rating. I don't know. He's the most weird horse now. He was a bumper last year, and then all of a sudden he's coming out. He's all over the place. Then he wins a Grade 1 novice chase at Punchestown. I just don't get it. Good pick that time at Punchestown, because I wouldn't have picked him in a month of Sunday. Visionarian, I don't know about him. Visionarian strikes me as like a summer horse. I don't know. And then he comes into the winter and they expect him to go on the softer going, and I don't think he likes it. I think he needs a bit of better ground. I suppose it's like in the last race, Dave. The better the ground, the better Aintree Meadows' chance. And if it's a bit of good ground in it, I think Aintree Meadows out in front, and the other two won't catch him. So I'll wait till closer to the time. Suppose what you do, percentages, I do 33% chance of backing the winner of the race. Percent they all fall. So I don't know, it's a tough one, but as I said, a little bit good. And if Gordon said the ground is nice for him, I can't see nothing being Aintree Meadow in this, especially if he goes out in front.
See, I think, like we said on the ground, like it's going to be soft. I think for Annalise, I think he's the one. And it might not be that if all these horses had their best conditions, he would win the race. But I think things are going to suit him. Donna Myler back on board. I'm probably going to have a bet on Fronley. I'm just questioning when I'm going to try and get in. I don't mind the 9-4. I do feel like he could drift a little bit, and then I suspect he could be supported. So I need to try and find some sort of entry point. I don't definitely know if I'll back for Fronley, but I think I probably will. And then it could be curtains for him after. It may be the case, right, that they are going to try and do bits and get his mark down because he hasn't really done enough to like substantiate 155 as a mark. But I don't think he needs to run as high as that. I think Astromedi wants it quicker, but we'll find out, won't we? I'm probably being an idiot in that one. Handicap chase after, unless you've got any good things in there, we'll move on.
Nothing for the bumper either, Dave. Nothing.
Lovely. Right. What did the comments say? Has anybody said anything? Do we want Aintree or Wincanton? Go on, the Let's Talk Racing lads. Give us your best bets for the weekend, Josh and Andrew, or whichever one of it is that's on. Snaps. Right, what did anyone say? No one even said anything. Right, bollocks. We're going to go to Wincanton because they've got more races on TV. Speaking of TV and races, did weekend watch earlier. I've given a couple of absolute beauts in there. Will I tell you the same horses in this? Well, you'd have to go and watch that video to find out, won't you? Just a clue. I do give you the same horses in this one. Not again, the novices hurdle, like sadly, there's not many British novices to get excited about. So while we look at the Irish ones quite explicitly every single time they're up, there's nothing in here to look at, is there?
No.
Good. I mean, you don't even need to look at the race. It's a British novice hurdle. There's no need to look at it. Right, this is a race. A conditional jockey's handicap chase is a 0 to 125. You guys will know me that this wouldn't be my typical, like I wouldn't look for this race basically. It wouldn't be my foray into racing. However, I did have to look at it. I say had to look at it. I looked at it because it's ITV. I actually feel like I found a little bit of a bet in here, so I will mention it, right? The reason why I'm a snob is I think any horse that's bred to race, so a racehorse, has the capability to achieve the 130s, right? And I think anything that's under 135 either doesn't enjoy what it's doing, is with the wrong yard, the wrong trainer, on the wrong feed. Like there's a reason why they're not achieving their potential, or they might just not want to do it. Like they may be a little bit screwed in the head. Dibble Decker at a double figure price, so double decker, easy for you to say, is a horse that doesn't put it all in. But they put cheap pieces on him. He had 2 runs over this trip, 1 half a length and then a nose. Then they stepped him up to 3 miles the last time he ran. He was well beaten 17 lengths, but he was only 4th one in the race. Good Boy Bobby was in there that went and mugged us off at Chepstow, didn't he, with Irite. Anzan won the race that day. The horse that was behind him went out and won 2 races after. He was out of the handicap that day, but I don't think it was a terrible run, even though the distance would look like it. And those 2 runs before at this trip, I think, suggest he's got a bit of a chance. So it's a muggy race, but you can get 4 places with a lot of bookies. He's 11 to 1. I do not see how this horse is out of the frame, but I am talking about a quirky one in here. So I know you won't have anything in here, Jamie, but double figure, Dibble Decker. Get on it, right? No comment. Rising Stars novices chase straight after. Rising Stars novices chase straight after. I mean, fairly straightforward, it would look like by the market. Nappers Hill's a 4 to 6 poke. Are you a backer or a layer?
Backer will win easy. Go on, keep going.
Would you back him at 6 to 4?
No.
Or 4 to 6, sorry.
No. Like I wouldn't lay him, but if I had what 600 quid in my pocket, my last 600 quid to win the 4, yeah, I would back.
All right, fair enough. I'm keen to see Doyen Star and Gavega over fences. Gavega's a very different type of Doyen Star, but Doyen Star only had the 2 starts over hurdles, got a mark of 130. I thought Nappers Hill should have won at Chepstow. Darrell's good with the novice chase. Is said to be the unexpected part of a win, and he said don't be disappointed with Napper Hill's first start. So I don't know. I'm probably lukewarm after the Chepstow run. I wouldn't want to be backing him, but you wouldn't want to be taking him on either, would you? So
hold on. He ran behind. He ran behind unexpected party last year, right? And do you remember Napper Hill's best performance was actually this meeting last year in the elite hurdle, and it won from start to finish. He'll be ridden totally different this Saturday, Dave. Copton is going to go out and bolt out in front, and he won't be caught.
This is true. I mean, yeah, he should just go and win, shouldn't he? I just don't know. I feel like he might be a disappointing horse over fences. They waited another season to do it, didn't they? So I'm just trying to be negative, I guess, for no reason. Let's Talk Racing, boys. We don't know if it's Josh. We don't know if it's Andrew, but Brave Siaska tomorrow is the Let's Talk Racing nap. They are betting 10,000 of their subscribers that Brave Siaska wins to how we've got 53 viewers. The 53 of you watching have to unsubscribe to Cheltenham Mental and double subscribe to Let's Talk Racing if Brave Siaska wins. If it doesn't, you need to get all your families to subscribe to my channel. Right. The Badger Beer, right? I will let you go first on this because I've got a very strong opinion of the race, which I know is going to probably annoy a few people. And I may be left with egg on my face, but I don't believe I will. Do you like the Badger Beer handicap chase? Have you looked at it? Will you be having a bet?
I won't be having a bet, but I think this is, as I said, Dave, we're going back in circles and forwards and going 100 miles per hour, breaking, coming back again, doing another season and coming back again, another 360. So it'll be the last day, if I ever have a bet in this race, it'll be the last day I'll ever back 300-5. If I was having a bet, I'm contradicting myself. No, I'm not, because I think this is a very poor renewal. Like Frodan, surely it's 11 years old, it can't keep it up, do you know what I mean? I suppose the big breakaway there was a horse that had potential there a couple of years ago. Sam Brown went kind of off the boil last year. It's not a race that I would love to get stuck into, no, but I looked at it, but I couldn't come down on it. I suppose what I'm interested in always be 300-5 is saying to myself, is he ever going to win a big handicap? And maybe on Saturday it's his day and that's it, and he won't win again.
Yep. I think you're onto something with 300-5 as well. Andrew Mount's been gagging for this horse to go back right-handed. I think he's 4 from 4 right-handed, and he hasn't run right-handed for years. He jumps right on a lot of his races as well, doesn't he? He said on the preview he was a bigger price than he said he'll definitely go a favourite. I'm going to have a bit of a go on Sam Brown. He's very versatile in terms of ground. I always thought he was a heavy ground horse, but he's won on all sorts of it. He was pretty good, fresh last season as far as I'm concerned. I think Sam Brown's got a proper chance in there. Go watch the weekend watch if you want to find out the full reason behind that. The one I'm going to talk about a bit here, which I did talk about in that as well, is Frodon, right? Frodon's won 19 times. God love Frodon, right? When people used to say there's not enough grade 2 handicaps for horses like Frodon before he went and won a Ryanair, piss off. He's a good horse. He won a King George after that. You've touched on the fact that he's 11 going 12. I know Sam Brown's the same, but Frodon last year probably wouldn't have won this race if Lord Accord hadn't have made a hash at the last. And I know Racing Post ratings are dubious ones to follow. Rated 158, same as last year, but he had to perform to 167 was his Racing Post rating to win that race, and it was on good to firm ground. So I said he's won 19 times. 14 of those are on good to soft or quicker. 10 of them are on good or quicker. This is going to be soft. There's showers about. It's a bit of wind as well, but I can't see it drying out to be quicker than soft. And if it is good to soft, it'll be on the slow side of it. He will not be able to do what he did this time last year. A stamina-laden horse like a Sam Brown will be able to put up with it. He gets I think he's only got to give £6 or he's got to get £6 from Frodon. But Sam Brown this time last year ran 4 lengths behind Brave Man's Game in that Charlie Hall. If Frodon had run on the Charlie Hall last season, he would not have got 4 lengths. Within 4 lengths of Brave Man's Game. I guarantee you that. So I'm going to think Sam Brown at the prices I've got to have a go with. 300-5 I think should be favourite, probably will be favourite, is favourite at the moment, got a proper chance. But he always, whether he's actually going to win a race is a different story in it. But I'd be well against Frodon. And I know loads of people who want to back him, but I think he's going to bomb big time. So it's not really that controversial, I don't suppose, but I just think a lot of people will bum him, wouldn't they? Speaking of bumming horses, the Elite Hurdle, Scotty Rotherham loves Rebold. What do you make of the race? Because it looks like a bit of a match between Rabode and Hansard. At the end of last season, as novices, their last run had RPRs of 145, I think, for Hansard and 144 for Rabode, or the other way around, maybe the right way I said it. So they're about the same. They're both 5-year-olds. Rabode's got to give him £5. Did beat him 15 lengths, I think, at Sandown, but I don't know. Andrew Mount reckons you could put a line through that. I think this, for the British hurdlers' perspective, I know it's terrible because they're rated 140 and 150. I'm excited about these two being 5-year-olds, especially this season for the races like at Fontwell and things like that. These two being able to go at each other a little bit and hopefully help each other improve. I sided with Rabode just because I think match fitness, and I don't really see how Hansard reverses the form from Sandown last time. Where do you see it? Do you think they've both, like, where the market's gotten prices about the Reddit of the chance? Do you think Rabode's an absolute shoo-in, or do you think he gets beat? How do you see it?
I suppose the price is just about right about Rubo there, but I can't understand where Hansard is 7-4. I'm like, he's definitely a 7-2, 4-1 poke here. There's no way he should be 7-4 in a million years. I know he's getting £6 off, like Rubo, but Rubo's had a run, and Rubo looks like it's going to be probably, quite possibly, step up and be the second best British open hurler in the UK. Do you know what I mean? So look, 5-6, I suppose it's limited appeal to some people, but I think it's good. I think Rubo's printing money on Saturday, because I think Hansard will get in here. It's another thing. I just repeat myself there from earlier, Dave. Like with what's his name? I can't think of his name. My head's gone out at the moment. But he'll just go out in front and catch me if you can, and he'll win.
Well, West Balboa, the mare, she's in this bet race, but she's not going to run here. She'll be running at Aintree. So again, with the market, I guess the reason why Hansard's as short as he is because
my head's gone out. Yeah, Nappers Hill. Like it'll be like watching Nappers Hill last year in the Elite Hurdle. That's what Rubo will do on Saturday in the Elite Hurdle.
But I'm the same as you. Like I like the 5-6. Again, we talked about those ones earlier that were 4-6 pokes, 8-11s, or whatever, all those types of things. Like I don't think he's a bad price at that. I won't be wading in because I didn't give him much chance in that listed hurdle. This is probably much easier than that race, but and I probably might be stupid not to steam him, but I don't know. I'll leave him. I'll let Scotty clear up the cash on that one. In we go. Right, we don't need to like look at this one in any depth, but again, I did on the weekend watch because it's an ITV race. Great Snow's now gone to Harry Fry from Neil Mulholland. Great Snow is 100% bred to be a chaser. She's by Great Pretender. Loads of good horses that jump fences. Mr. Mole won a Ryanair. Grenadines in there. Who else has he had? Benny Dudu as well, 3 from 3 over fences. Right, this horse is bred for fences, but she couldn't really jump a hurdle. She couldn't really jump a hurdle last season, and she was 5 lengths behind Lime Avenue off of levels. So she gets £4 from her ear. You wouldn't really think that she could reverse that form, but she didn't jump very well. So if Harry Fry's managed to sort her out, I suspect she'll go chasing this season. But if he sorted out her jumping, she could exploit this 114. But then I would think if she's jumping really well at home and they are going to plan to go over fences, they may have exploited it over fences. But this is just a really weird, slightly weird conditions race. The fact that it's mare's handicap hurdle. I think they probably looked at this as an opportunity. I think she's too big a price, but there's a lot in the form book that would say Lime Avenue would just win. I won't even ask your opinion on this, Jamie, because I can't imagine you've looked at it. No, beautiful. Right. We've done Aintree. Let's not skim. We'll take close, decent attention to Aintree. Again, rude, but we're just skipping the novice hurdle unless there's one in there you want to talk about.
Nope.
Yes. Novices handicap chase. Giovinco, unseated. 4-6. Everyone's going to be getting excited. I mean, are they going to get excited with him being 4-6? I don't know. For what it's worth, Giovinco, to my eye, made his mistake after seeing Hometown Boy clatter a fence. That, to me, is, again, I'm not clinically diagnosing the horse, but would be a nervous trait of a horse, that a horse does something and then it causes an issue after to someone else. That's not guaranteed to be the reason he did what he did. It may be that it's fine, but I would just be a little bit more cautious than I think other people are going to be with Giovinco. He should like dot up in this. He's put a few of the horses out the handicap as well. Like, this is his race to lose. He's priced definitely accordingly. Again, from the price perspective, I'm sure there'll be people that do want to steam in at 4 to 6. I'd rather I think you'd be more financially beneficial to watch him have a round of jumping and see if he goes and wins in a canter like he should. Because I wonder if he might just make mistakes. But maybe talk too much about the race. Do you think he just goes and wins?
Yeah, it's getting very unoriginal now, Dave. We keep saying favourites, but yeah,
It doesn't
he'll
matter.
win, yeah.
Well, that's it. We don't want to be tipping up something for the sake of it. Like I say, I would just tread carefully with Giovinco for a little while. I know it's easy to say after a horse has done that, and I want to see horses make mistakes. I think it should improve them for next time out. John Bond made so many mistakes in that Arkle last year that he was miles better at Sandown. So we want to see this be in the making of Giovinco. I'm just saying I think it maybe was the trait of someone that's not doing it. Potemps handicap qualifier. I haven't looked at this race. I love the Stuart Edmonds stuff. Gentleman at Arms would always be one that catches my eye here. Iker Allen, not only has Willie Munnins come fishing for a mark, but he's actually running him here. I wouldn't have a bet, and I wouldn't want to be having an opinion here. But have you looked at it?
I do, Dave. Because I think it's kind of changed the way everyone's thinking in this race. Like, that it's gone first forward, and I suppose to make it a bit more exciting, you're winning, you're in, and kind of a thing. But I see here that Imperial Merlin's off 127, and I think he needs to win to get in the race. I think this horse is very well handicapped and is crying out for the step up to 3 miles. I would put this as nearly like a Napo of the day as well, like I did on the Friday with Malco. I really like this Imperial Merlin, and I think he'll win. Iker Allen obviously is interested. Willie Munn's bringing over here. Like, see what his mark was in the UK of 142, and do you know what I mean? He's top weight here. He won't be top weight in March. Do you know what I mean? And he's always crying out for 3 miles. Like, all kind of, he was a decent juvenile hurdle, and all juvenile hurdles then basically are stairs down the line in typical fashion. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's very interesting he's coming over here, and it'd be one to keep an eye on, and if it finishes in the top 4, but he's priced at 3-1 is little appeal to me. So I will go with Imperial Merlin here, and I think it'll win.
Yes, we like it. Confident as well. We like the confident ones in the handicaps. Jamie Sanders, yes, I don't really like horses under 135, but I think Gentleman at Arms was 143 rated at one point. So he'll unfortunately be one of those that I've had a bit of a previous affiliation with. They've achieved something, but they haven't excelled and got on from it. So I will always believe there'll be a bit about him. Unfortunately, he's a 6-year-old, so we've probably got another 3 years of me mentioning his name, never tipping him, hoping that he wins, and then giving it a little after-team fist bump. Oh, Jamie, this race, Master Chewy, I bet Nigel and Sam Twiston Davies couldn't believe their luck when the handicapper only put him up £10 for course of distance win the last day, which saw him sneak into this 0 to 130 off of a pound over. You can get it off a 131, 132. I thought he was at least a stone better than his mark, so potentially only £3 better treated than the handicapper, but I thought he was at least that, probably a lot more than that. Ground would be the only thing that maybe worries me a teeny tiny bit, because I mean, it's soft at Aintree. They're talking about the national course being like waterlogged in places, so I know it's different, but it's not that far different from the chase course, is it? So I worry about how soft it is, and unfortunately Venetia's started to get some bloody winners, isn't she? So the long and the short of it is, I do fancy Master Chewy. I want to get stuck into Master Chewy, but the 2 to 1 that's currently available is not enough to make me think, shit, I need to jump in the car and go and get him. Had he have opened 4 to 1, 9 to 2, which again is probably easy to say in hindsight because he's priced at 2 to 1, but I did the market before, I would have gone to a shop and I would have backed him. I think he should be about 3 to 1, 7 to 2, and I don't know whether I'm going to get that price or not about him. So sensible head on. I want to bet him. I definitely want to bet him, but I don't want to bet him at 2 to 1 currently. I'd rather see how a couple of races have run, what the track's like, things like that. And if he was 2 to 1, but I didn't think the ground was that bad, I could be semi-tempted to get in. I think he might be a little bit big on the exchanges, but he could be another one, a little bit like Giovinco, that is fairly obvious. Lots of people saw the same thing the last day and could shorten up. And then if he gets to an unbettable price, even though I think he'll win, and I think he probably could have been one of the most likely solid winners of the day, I would potentially have to swerve him on the price. So do you see anything other than Master Chewy win, or you something different, or are you going to bet him, or you're not?
Same boat as you, Dave. Yeah, I'd be worried about the ground. Slightly worried about the ground. Yeah, all depends on the ground.
He should be okay, shouldn't he? I don't think there's enough compensation.
Like, you know what I mean? But I saw him Sefton last year.
Just not enough in the price, is there?
Like, no, I know he wasn't the finished article last year. If he kind of dried out, but look, he's just not going to dry out, like, really. Like, I think he's a better 2-1, but as I say, I'm a bit cautious over him slightly. Like, was that an over exaggerated win the last day? But as you said, he was good on the clock. So I suppose you have to watch what the races are at the start of the day and make your judgment then. But then you could come along, the price could be gone.
Yeah, and I don't think the price will go like it could, but I don't think it will. If the thing is, these are the nuts things as well. When they price him up, like if they'd have made him 7-2, I could see him getting smashed into 6-4 because it gets over exaggerated, right? The like snowball effect. The fact that he's 2-1, which is potentially still a little bit bigger, but like I said, the Venetia winners, he hasn't already been clipped. Like I'm hoping we might get a little bit bigger. So I'm happy to sit on my hands on this one and wait and hope I get that right and we get a bigger price because I do want to bet him. But like I don't think there's enough compensation in the price for the fact that the ground could be enough of a question mark. Hopefully it's not, but just could be. Grand Sefton, mate, a race that I try to avoid, I guess, because I end up tipping horses like Lifetime Ambition and all sorts of horses, again, that I've got some sort of affiliation with, think they've got ability. When they go over these fences, I want to make a bit of a case for them. I am definitely having a bet in it this year, though, because I've gone slightly off my normal narrative. I'll let you go first in case you've got anything you fancy, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to bet.
Kind of a weird race day this year. There's a couple of parts. Obviously, Giskill is one is coming back again. I kind of half fancied Frere Bamboo for the plate, and yeah, I don't know about that horse. Sometimes I don't know. He could be just a 2-miler some days, and some days he looks like a 2.5-miler. I don't know. I wouldn't be with any confidence, but the horse that I kind of half fancied for the Paddy Power Gold Cup ages ago, in the back of my head was Naas and off 1-4-2. Like Gary Moore is kind of saying that he thinks he's a 3-miler, but like he's such a mad horse anyway that this could be a mad race for him. So you know, tentatively, I'll go with Naaslam each way at 8-1 with no confidence whatsoever. But it'll be probably the one day I don't back him and he'll win. So I might have a small few quid in him each way, but not with much confidence. I wouldn't be hugely confident though.
Oh, nice. Well, that does make me feel better because I like Naaslam as well for the fact that he's going to win a race at some point, and as long as one of us is on him, I'm quite happy. The one I'm going to side with though is Percussion. Gaskill ran in the race last year. No Al Dancer this time round. Gaskill's up a few pounds. I think maybe £6 from that. There's basically an £11 swing, or maybe a £30 swing. I think it's £11. We'll say £11 swing between Percussion and Gaskill, and Percussion was 8 lengths behind. Now, Gavin Sheehan has ridden him more recently. Adam Wedge rode him last year. Gavin Sheehan will get a bit more out of this horse, I think, than Adam Wedge might have done. And again, open to debate, all that sort of stuff. But I think Percussion stays further than this trip, has got form at this trip. But again, they're going to check this track 9 o'clock on Saturday. It's going to be that strenuous a race. It's going to be more testing than it was last year. And I think that will play into Percussion's favour. The fact that he likes the discipline, the fact there isn't an Al Dancer in there, and Gaskill arguably is the one to beat, I think at 10-1, you can get 4 places, 5th of the odds is stupid. Like, this is a beauty of an each way bet because I definitely think he can win, but I suspect him to be right up there. So I quite like Percussion, but there's only so much confidence I could have in a Grand Sefton. But I reckon he's a good each way bet personally. So get on Percussion. We got the painful hurdle, I will call it. I think most people were on Brewing Up a Storm last year. Then the race fell apart. Loads of them didn't run, and then he unseated after he jinked at the first. Again, I've got a relatively strong opinion in this race of one that I like, so I'm going to let you go first, Jamie. West Balboa, the mare, is going to come in here. Brewing Up a Storm, I'm 99.9% will run in this race every year for the next 15 years. And then we've got Miller's Bankins, the third favourite, 9-2. How do you see it? Are you going to have a bet?
Oh no, I won't touch this race, Dave. But I don't know. West Balboa screams to me that they think that they're stepping up in grade and the whole shebang, and it just reminds me last year of Brewing Up a Storm. Obviously, unseated at the first, then Langer then ran in the race, and then they looked after Langer then, and then they won the Carl race. What's the name of it? What's the name of the handicap? My head gone out there. I'm tired. What's the race that Langer Down at Cheltenham on the Wednesday?
When's the Coral Cup?
Coral Cup, yeah, I called it Coral. I couldn't come over my mouth. The Coral Cup, like, it wouldn't put me off West Belbore for the rest of the year if it just did nothing and then all of a sudden rocked up in a handicap at Cheltenham. But does it need a flat track? Because obviously won the Lanzarote and won the big Grade 3 handicap at Aintree. Does it need a flat track? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I suppose West Belbore I have in my head down the line maybe for a Coral Cup. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think it's graded class, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, good news for everyone out there. If you sat through basically an hour of this, you're about to get one that we can get stuck into. I'm fairly confident and keen on this one. This is where more price kills me more than anything else, right? So I've been a very generous bookmaker. I like to try and price it around about 100%. I would probably go 2-1, all three of these. So clearly Miller's Bank looks a good bet, right? And I'll tell you for why. Hasn't hurdled for a very long time, right? Last time hurdled, top novices hurdle, I think it is the 2.5 miler here. Abacadabra's won it. Do you remember when, was it Felix de that had the cross legs, wasn't it? Anyway, Abacadabra's won the race. Miller's Bank was in third. Bouverdare was behind him. Brewing Up a Storm was another 3.25 lengths back from Bouverdare. So it was about 5 lengths behind Miller's Bank that day. Silver Street was behind. Not So Sleepy. McFabulous, Ballyandy, Song for Someone. Like, it's genuinely decent hurdle form. This horse has obviously gone over fences. I don't think he looks like a massive big horse like for fences, although he has progressed. Like, he's better than he was as a hurdler then. Brewing Up a Storm for me was at his best when he was a novice hurdler. I know he's potentially won races after, but he's winning Tim Pot races. Like, he beat So Royal, didn't he? And the reason he runs over 2.5 miles is he's not quick enough for 2 and he doesn't stay 3. West Balboa probably does want 3 or at least 2.6 or something like that. Whereas Miller's Bank, I think, is the middle distance horse. Again, it could be a class perspective. But beginning of 2021, first time up, shit home. Then beginning of 2022, unseated around this course in the old Roan Chase. Unseated the first. 7 days later, they spun him out in the Colin Parker Peter Memorial, whatever you call it. And he was beaten half a length by Beauport, but he gave him, what was it, £12, I think, that day. I genuinely think Miller's Bank is stupidly the wrong price. I'd fancy him, even if it was 2-1, I'd fancy him. Miller's Bank, I reckon, is a proper bet for this race. Whether he'll be supported or not, I don't really know, but I couldn't trust Brewing Up a Storm. He's made so many stupid jumps in the past. West Balboa, I don't trust the mare. And I'm a little bit worried with some of the Skelton rides as well recently. Like Katira in that West Yorkshire hurdle looked a bit of a weird race, and there's been a couple of them. I don't know. I think Miller's Bank's a good bet. He was possibly fighting for nap status. It was between him and Master Chewy, so I proper fancy Miller's Bank. I don't know if I've said it yet. I fancy Miller's Bank. Get stuck in, Jamie. Not for you. Not for you. There's a junior bumper after. I hate these races. I don't like 3-year-olds running the bumpers, so we will swerve that. We'll have a quick skim through Gowran Park, and then we'll have a quick look at Sunday, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Happy days. Main reason I wanted to look at Gowran Park was when I started to look at it, I saw that Brandy Love is in the Mare's Beginner's Chase. Obviously was sold, wasn't she? And then people started getting excited about her for the Mare's Hurdle. I don't know with stuff, and I don't know, it's probably potentially not appropriate to talk about, but I wonder with what happened with, unfortunately, Michael Gretsch passing, whether it was known and then that's why the horse at the time, I don't know. But Brandy Love in a Mare's Beginner's Chase, again, there's some okay-ish horses in here, but she, you would think, would be short, and you would expect her to be doing bits against these, because even though she wasn't so good, like after that big old break, she did have a big old break. She had obviously an issue, and she's run okay-ish, right? She's still probably put in a couple of runs that are in the 140s-ish. Do you have any opinion on the race? Like, what, or any opinion on her? Do you think she could get back to her best now chasing?
Yeah, well, hopefully, Dave. I suppose there's a slight worry about her that she's better going left-handed, and she's starting out right-handed on a tough track to jump fences, and that's Gowran Park, which is stupid in my opinion. I suppose the only danger to me is it's not Ava Grace, it's Harmonia Maker, because Harmonia Maker will go out in front and could majorly catch them all out in front and could win because I really am worried about Brandy Love going that way around, and Gowan up the straight is a tough test jumping. So I'd be worried, and I wouldn't take a short price about her. I just want to watch her first. Hopefully she wins and on to better things, but right-handed around Gowan, I'd be very worried.
Yeah, and that's a real important point to make, because I thought something along the lines of Willie Mullins has tried to find the easiest possible race to get Brandy Love back on a race course. And if he sticks her over hurdles, she's either got to go handicapping off 144 or she's got to run in a graded race. Whereas if they stick her over fences, she can go in as a novice and potentially find a Mickey Mouse race. And if they stick her in a girls' novice race, then it's potentially even weaker. So I think it stinks a little bit like, let's just run her in a race that we can hopefully get some confidence back into her, because maybe that's what she does need. So your points are very, very valid in there. The beginner's chase after that's pretty pant. The handicap chase, So Scottish, the horse that was very well touted for a big race at Cheltenham, wouldn't he? What do you make of him starting off in here? Like, would you look at him off the distance, the ground, his mark, that he should be bolting up in here? Or do you think this is a race to do something, or I don't know, like a race with a view to winning something big around Christmas, maybe?
Yeah, this is only first time out there. I wouldn't take any of this race and then move on. I'd obviously be watching the race and keep an eye on him, but 2 miles from him, he probably needs a little bit further. But I just a watching brief for me.
Yeah, it stinks for the fact that he's not going to win. I was trying to look at it again to see if I could find anything to take him on with, see how they price it up, because he might go in short, but it would be one just to leave alone. You don't have to look at every race, do you? Especially don't have to bet in every single race. Ooh, don't see anything else in there. Nothing there. Mare's handicap rider. Right, should we have a quick look at Sunday and then we'll all get to bed?
There's a few. There's one good race that's at Naas, really, there. That's it. Sandown didn't look great because there's no intermediate chase anymore, isn't there?
All right, well, let's quickly skim through Naas, or we can take as long as we need to take, but we'll quickly skim. Down memory lanes in the maiden hurdle if he doesn't run. Oh, King of Kingsfield. What's the trip? 2 miles. So he needs good ground, King of Kingsfield. Slade Steele, I want to see him out. He's another horse to follow. Fishery Lane. Oh, that's a woeful race at that.
Woeful Fishery Lane, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe Ireland don't have any good novice hurdlers then.
Whoa. Go back
Tully
up.
Hill. Tully Hill.
Stellar story. And the horse that was third to Mirror Saw West is running Mahon's Way.
Oh, that could be tasty.
So whoever turns up will be interesting there, yeah.
Reading Tommy Wrong as well. Oh, I mean, that looks like a hot novice, doesn't it? So what's that? Maiden over 2 mile 2, 12.50. We'll keep an eye on that. Where do you see things with like a horse like a Tully Hill? Because for me,
Albert Bartlett.
I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'm going to have to look, but I can't remember the breeders. But I feel like these are the people that bred like Shane's Hill, Bell's Hill. I don't feel like I've had a lot recently. I personally look at this horse and think that he needs fences. I thought he looked big as a bumper horse. I'm pretty sure Willie Mullins said something similar as well in his stable tour that.
It's exactly what you're saying, Dave. Like, he's Bell's Hill, Shane's Hill. Like, if Graham Wiley was along or around the place, he'd be in the colours of Graham Wiley. Yeah. So Graham Wiley doesn't ever scream of having the supreme horse. Had the odd Ballymore when I was in York Hill, and then he had always had fancied horses for the Albert Bartlett. So that horse screams Albert Bartlett to me. He looks slow.
Yeah, he does. I just thought he looked like a tank, same as I thought Mr. Policeman looked like.
He'll be a fine chaser. No, he's definitely screams Albert Bartlett to me.
Nice. Maybe he'll go down the Alaho route, running that type of race, like the Clonmelly race and stuff. But yeah, I don't know why, but I'm shoehorning Mr. Policeman here. I think that horse looked like a stray cat last year, like skinny as anything. If he hasn't grown and people are betting him over fences, I will be laying him. Handicap hurdle, right? This looks like Bally Adam might win a race. I love Bally Adam. At some point, he'll win a race, right? Jazzy Matt is potentially in here as well. This is a race where there's a couple of names.
Give up on that horse.
Bally Adam?
Oh, no.
I love him. He'll be a county horse or something this year, won't he? I don't know. The 2.5 miles, not for him. Anyway, let's leave that. There's nothing in there, is there?
No.
Okay. Castle Chase. Now, this is a race that could be quite good, right? Dino Blue, Sir Gerhard, Bildor, Dysart Dynamo, Sanois. Now, I'm conscious that Sanois, Dysart Dynamo, Sergei Harden, Dyna Blue are all Willies, but he's going to run a couple in here, I'd imagine, because he's got lots of horses that need to get out. 2 miles would mean, I think, Dysart Dynamo goes here, and then I would imagine Dyno Blue, but I don't know. She'll get some weight from Dysart Dynamo, and I don't think he cares if that horse gets beat. What do you think might run here? And of all the horses that I've just mentioned, you got any plans or pipelines or anything? Like, what do you think of Dyno Blue for the mare's chase?
Dynamo is running here, yeah. Dysart Dynamo, to me, it depends who's running, Dave, to be honest with you. Sir Gerhard, oh no. But like, you would know Sir Gerhard might go back to 2 miles, and now I see him, people counting it for the stairs hurdle.
It's mad,
I don't
isn't
think
it?
Sir Gerhard can stay 3 miles, so I wouldn't be backing him for a stairs hurdle. I don't know what people are on about there. Honest to God, I don't. He doesn't stay 3 miles. Dyno Blue, I see a lot of people think this horse is the mare's chase horse. This horse doesn't stay 2.5 miles either. So why
Agreed.
people are saying that?
She's a 2 miler. I
She's
agree.
No 2 miler. So I think she needs better ground, Dave. So like, I suppose the soft ground, and he might go out in front. Now it's a stiff finish at Naas, like, do you know what I mean? So I suppose there'll be only 3 or 4 in it, and Dysart Dynamo will probably get his own way and probably win. Do you know what I mean? And be a nothing price. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Joe? That's the type of race that's going to happen now around Ireland for the whole year. 3-4 runner races, like what happened today.
It is. I do think it's pertinent to mention, though, that this is a Grade 3 in Ireland, and the horses that we've touched on, the 4 Willie ones, are all in excess of 150, 152s and 155s. Over on our side of the sea, like, we have got some good chases, haven't we? But the quality and strength and depth that's in the Irish divisions is mad. Like, this is what a Grade 3 should be, like 150s horses winning them. Good looking race, to be fair. Corbett's Cross could be in the beginner's chase. Was he entered anywhere else? Or declared?
No, he was supposed to be down Royal tomorrow, but he didn't run, so I presume he's coming here over 2.5. Yeah. I saw it and I'm not cribbing anybody, like, but look at the. Like, I listened to this morning up in the Aintree, and Dave Jennings give his first one. They're going 1 to 10 over the teams, aren't they, with their thing, and they can sub him out. And I think he's going to sub already. He put up a section. He put his sub for. He put down Corbett's Cross, and he put him down for the Brown Advisory. He's not a first cousin to a 3 miler. I think this is perfect. The intermediate trip is perfect for him.
But this is going to be a test, right? Nick Rocket's in there, Gaelic Warrior. You can't imagine Willie's going to be entering these horses and not getting them out ASAP.
I see a lot of people putting up this Nick Rocket as well, Dave. I don't know where this is coming from, like, because he was an average hurdler. I suppose, yeah, some horses do step up maybe 10 to 15 pounds better hurdlers. Better chasers than hurdlers, but I see a lot of people, like, no, couple good true people putting up this horse. I know where they're getting this horse from, to be honest.
It's the Fairy House running it, but again, it was 140's run, wasn't it? It might improve the stone for fences if he's lucky.
Another one in here would be obviously very obvious is Grange Care West was a horse that we liked there early in the season last year. Like, he screams a chaser to me. Yeah, like, coming back, good fancy there 1 year for the Carl Cup. No, the one I'm excited out of all of them, Dave. I put up Gaelic Warriors in there. I suppose it's the best way to see Gaelic Warriors if he jumps properly left-handed again. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a huge worry too with Gaelic Warrior, regardless if he's second in the Ballymore or not. Like, could you trust him around 3 miles around Cheltenham jumping that way? Not for me. To be honest with you, no. So Corbett's Cross to me is the one I'm getting excited about, and I hope he runs and I hope he wins.
Yeah, it does look exciting, but these are the types of races that the beginners' chases that are coming out, and it is beauty. You see Iroko win the Martin Pipe, didn't you, last year? Comes out in his beginners' chase, and everyone gets excited about him. He could have gone in that Rising Stars against Nappers Hill, couldn't he? And he wouldn't have been out of place. And I know these guys, like, that's me trying to force him into graded company, but if you get Corbett's Cross, Gaelic Warrior running against each other, it's a beginner's chase, but it's as good as a graded one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very not put off, but I couldn't understand. Was it Josh Guerrero? One of them, Oliver Greenhalgh, said that they could be stepping him back in trip for the Henry VIII. I'd have him in the Courthouse Star all day and Kempton on St. Stephen's Day here. Sorry, Boxing Day over. He screams a Feltham horse to me.
Yeah, I'd agree because it's a soft, easy 3 miles and he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe we do.
I thought not here at Sandow, Dave. I looked at it, it's desperate.
Well, Sandow, I started to look at it, to be fair, just to, like, there has been good races here in the past, isn't there? One I do need to definitely mention is Henry II. Definitely a horse that was always going to make a chaser. And a couple of people have told me that, again, it's always whispers and rumors and all that sort of stuff. But apparently at home jumping a fence, he's filthy. So starting him in these novices handicap chase, you get these horses that will have a mark that are obviously going to be better as a chaser anyway. It doesn't take a genius to find those types of things, but he looks like he probably could be tons better as a chaser. Being tons better as a chaser when he's currently rated 130 means he could be a 140s horse, right? Never actually achieve anything in terms of the big festivals, but a race like this, I wouldn't sleep on Henry II if he's a reasonable-ish price. There was another one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. It was Master Chewy, but he's going to Aintree in it. Jupiter de Geet's out. Front view. Struggling now. Oh, yeah, the veteran. Look at the veterans chase. Oh, go on, the old boys. Good boy, Bobby. Getting so many mentions on the same show, isn't he? Well, I reckon we'll leave it there, mate, right? So you mentioned Friday you got a good one, didn't you? Would that be the best bet of the few days, do you reckon?
Yeah, I suppose it's slightly decent. The greatest prices in the world. They've 9-4 of Valco tomorrow, and 100-30 Imperial Merlin and Aintree will be my bets of the weekend. Yeah, because there's not really, I can't really get a huge value horse the weekend. Do you know what I mean? It's all kind of learning perspectives, and a lot of horses are going to be very short, aren't they? I see someone's putting Chris McDonough. It's Untubber is how you pronounce that horse, because this means a whale in Irish. So I don't know where Untaubar comes from. It's Untubber, that's how you pronounce it.
Nice. Well, like you say, it's tricky to get stuck into a few of them. I have put bets up on the weekend watch. I will share an all my bets video, as I'm going to try and do throughout the whole season. So I will get that out. I am probably potentially waiting on a couple of them. So whether I get that out, I don't know when I'm going to get it out. I will try my best to get it out before Saturday, but it may be a case that I'm going to bet Saturday. And if I do that, I'll have to get the video sent out, and then I will have to tell you my entry points or whatever I'm doing, because I don't want to say to you, I'm having £100 on Master Chewy, and then I don't get the price and I don't actually have the bet on, and then some of you have bet it. So obviously I'll be as honest as I can. You guys will appreciate that if I'm trying to get it out in time for you to have a bet. If I'm not getting the bets on before, or some of them are price dependent, there's only so much I can do. But I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. You already mentioned a couple there, Jamie. I know you stuck up a video before. You're not obliged to do any of that again, but if there's any bets that you want to share with the people, then we can always stick that on the page if you want. But again, you don't have to. I'm not saying that to throw you under the bus or anything. If you want to do it, we'll do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't owe anybody anything. But yeah, I'll get my all my bets video out tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow evening. I'll try and get it about 6 or 7 to let you guys know what's going on. And if I get on, I get on. If I don't, I'll let you know what I'm doing. Does that sound all right to you, mate?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go on, the boys. And mate, it's Cheltenham the fucking week after. It's Cheltenham. I've already talked about.
You won't be there.
I mean, I should be. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I can't wait to be there. Mate, the best thing is as well, right? I said we're going to get them the Great Wood and the Gold Cup winner, right? No one can see this, but my feet are tapping under the table. I'm so fucking excited. I already know who wins the Great Wood. I feel like I could probably already share that, but I don't know.
I want to go to bed.
We do want to go to bed. And then the Paddy Power Gold Cup, I haven't gone through it, but I'm going through that this weekend. So we are going to do a preview next week for the Cheltenham. Right, in terms of days for doing that, right? I know people will say the closer we get to the weekend, the more we've got declarations. I'm tempted to curveball it, mate, and say we do it Wednesday when we don't have confirmed declaration for everything, but we'll have enough of an opinion that if the horses are running the races, we'll do it. And obviously, you're going to be there. I'm going to be there for a couple of days. At some point, I'm going to tell people what I've bet anyway, right? So if we have to do it a little bit earlier, we'll do it. But we'll do it Wednesday, the preview, because that's early to get it out. Monday, we'll be back for Wincanton and racing. And as I say, I'll put more of my bets on tomorrow. Anyway, good night, Jamie. Thank you for your time. Genuinely, I know I say it all the time, but I really do appreciate you taking the time out to do this. I know the viewers at home do too. Let's get some sleep, and then let's get some winners. Good night, everyone.